Hello everyone, this is Jill from the James Hamner Public Library in Amelia County, Virginia. Today I am going to read what I wrote in the previous 20-minute write-in. So again, this is all unedited. There are factual errors and all kinds of errors that come when your whole purpose is just to get as many words as possible on the page. So for your enjoyment, I guess, inspiration that you don't need to let perfect get in the way of good enough, just get those words on the page. Here we go. As the group walked to the work site, Jeremy commented, "Shelter's the most important thing in a survival situation. You can live 3 hours without shelter but go 3 days without food." No one responded for a while, then Jason commented, "In general, that's true, but in good weather like we have, dry and warm but not hot, going without water is a more immediate concern. If someone fell in the lake, we'd worry about hypothermia because the lake water is so cold, but for general day-to-day functioning, we need to make sure we're drinking enough fluids." "But you die in 3 hours without shelter," Jeremy insisted. "What are you getting at?" Jason asked. "That we need shelter as the most important part of our survival while we're in the backcountry," Jeremy responded. "Are you worried about something? Are you cold at night?" Jason investigated. "No, I just want to be sure we all know what's important," Jeremy answered. "Well, if there's a problem that you see, we need to take care of it sooner rather than later," Jason concluded. "There's not. I just know that shelter's the most important thing." Jeremy had to get in the last word. "You're right in principle, but since we're out here working, we need water, at least 8 ounces for every hour that we're awake." Jason tried to keep the conversation productive. "But shelter's the most important." Jeremy wouldn't let it go. "We're working outside for hours at a time, much longer than 3 hours. We don't have shelter then, so wouldn't that mean that shelter is only important in some situations?" Melissa asked. "No, the most important of all. You can live 3 days without water." Jeremy doubled down. No one responded, and once the group reached the work site, they got started building the section of trail. Every 15 minutes or so, they would take a few swallows of water. All except Jeremy, who proclaimed how tough he was for being able to work without breaks. After 4 hours, the group stopped for lunch. They sat in the shade and some napped while others devoured their crackers, cheese, and dried meat. They mixed powder drink mix into their water bottles and chatted about the sounds that kept them up the previous night. Jeremy broke into their discussion of how to survive seeing a mountain lion. "Anyone have Tylenol? My head is killing me," he asked. "What happened to your first aid kit?" Jade wondered. "I left it at camp. I know wilderness first aid and didn't want to be bogged down with extra weight." Jeremy brushed aside her question. "So, why are you asking us for our supplies?" Jade was irritated. "I have a headache. Aren't you a team player? Give me some of your Tylenol. It's not like you're using it," Jeremy whined. Jason, Jade, and Melissa stared at him. Finally, Jason gave him a packet of medicine. "Give me yours when we get back to camp," he said, "and tomorrow bring your own. First aid training or not, you are required to carry a first aid kit while on this job." Jeremy didn't respond, just gulped down the medicine and started complaining about a stomachache. With lunch over, everyone except Jeremy got to work. Jason looked at Jeremy lounging in the shade, moaning whenever he thought someone was close enough to hear. "Come on, Jeremy. You're being paid to work, so let's get started." "I can't. My stomach and head hurt," Jeremy groaned. "How much water have you drunk?" Jason asked. "Enough." "How much specifically?" Jason prodded. "About a bottle." "A liter? That's it? For over 5 hours of physical labor, you've only drunk 1 liter of liquid? No wonder you feel bad." Jason angrily picked up Jeremy's bottle and tossed it at him. "Drink." "Don't gulp." Jason was annoyed, but didn't want Jeremy to be even sicker than he was. "Take small swallows, drink the entire bottle, then come help us." Jeremy took the tiniest sip and moaned. Jason picked up his pickaxe and got to work. Half an hour later, Jeremy sauntered to the group and slowly picked up a pry bar. The group was trying to remove a small boulder from the middle of the trail because there wasn't enough room for anyone to safely go around it. They'd almost dug it out, but needed to pry it up out of the hole and relocate it in a safe spot. Jeremy made a big show of pushing the pry bar under the rock and leaning on it. The rock didn't move. "Scoot down and I'll help," Melissa offered. "I've got it," Jeremy insisted. He tried again and again, but the rock stayed put. "Dig out more," Jeremy commanded. "We need more weight on the pry bar. Let me help," Melissa countered. "I'm strong enough. Just dig more." Jeremy wouldn't let her join him. The group dug a bit more, but it was clear they had done all they could. Jason took a spot on the pry bar. "Melissa, come join us," he said, and once the three of them were in place, he counted off a push. 1, 2, 3. They pushed and the rock shifted slightly. Jade got something. So, I bored myself with that one. So if you are maybe teaching a writing class, you can use this as an example of how to bore people or what not to do. Never mind all the factual errors. That's what editing is for. Anyway, I hope you have been inspired to keep on writing and not worry about what the result is. Just get those words down there and you can go back and cut out the boring bits and fix the factual errors and make it sound pretty in December and January and February and however long it takes to edit. Just in November, get that novel written. Until next time, keep writing and keep learning.